Dad's Gone Bad Gaming.
Like and subscribe.
I am very excited to talk about the game footage Bethesda released in their exceptional video, Starfield Direct, which I highly recommend you check out if you are a Bethesda fan. Even at first glance of the in-game footage, the graphics are next level. It does seem like Starfield is a accumulation of all the different engine types and all the different mechanics that Bethesda has created over the years. They said that they set the flag here as a starting point, and it truly feels that they've evolved every aspect of this game's design and engine. I mean, look at these worlds. They're fantastic. In the video, Bethesda said that they worked closely with NASA and pulled information from many sources to try to simulate the galaxy around them. And these releases are definitely showing like gorgeous terrains, all kinds of life, different creatures, different life forms. Bethesda's done a really great job at presenting this game to someone like myself who is such a fanatic for open world environments where you can truly choose what you want to do and who you want to be and how you interact with the universe. Bethesda has come up with a new lighting technology which they call real-time global illumination. This technology incorporates the type and color of the star as well as the composition of each planet's atmosphere to provide realistic real-time lighting on each world. Amazing! Their world environments are really plush, and it feels like it's sort of an evolution of the Skyrim sort of fauna and flora with the Fallout sort of buildings and structures, and so it's really, I see visually a nice fusion between those two visuals, visual design in the landscapes and the buildings and the terrains, as well. Again, the lighting just is so impressive. I really like that. You look up in the sky, there's the sun. How cool is that? In the release, Bethesda said that they worked intensely to bring a new level to the combat mechanics, the guns, the design, the mechanics of how they work. You can have jetpacks, all kinds of weapons. It really creates that FPS playability like you would see in Call of Duty and other FPS-style games that you can play. But everything's been Bethesda-fied here, so it's really familiar and it's comfortable, and yet it has this new excitement of having really incredible explosions and weapons and combat ability and movement. In the release, they give us a look into the interaction system of the character. They've kept with the rotary-style design of the user interface. It has a robust inventory system that has familiar category menus like weapons, spacesuits, and food. I wonder if Starfield is going to have a brutal survival mode. Perhaps the most absolutely exciting part about this release to me is the Starship. I love spaceships. It's always been my thing. So Bethesda says that the ship is your home. Couldn't agree more. One of my favorite part of Bethesda games is your home or your encampment or your base. I love building stuff. And in this game, your starship is your home, your portable home amongst the stars. And they say you're going to be able to hire crew at space stations to be able to populate your ship. In your ship, you can install stations that increase the functionality of your ship, as well as other aspects of it. These modules can allow you to build more compartments for crew and living quarters, as well as putting in technologies like this that allows you to see a star system through that console there in your ship. You can build a crafting station, storage lockers for your weapons racks, as well as design the cockpit. And all the interiors apparently are custom designed to wherever it is that you actually get the upgrades from. So it might be a different visual style from one space station or world to another when you choose to upgrade your ship. Either way, you fly your ship down to the spaceport, and there's a guy there that you can talk to that can help you modify your ship. And they are toting an incredible amount of variations to be able to design your own ship. Again, Bethesda has put an amazing amount of time and energy into creating a very dynamic and versatile ship design system and ship building and modification system so that everybody can build a ship any way they want to. You could build small ships or you could build large ships. These are like freighter style. And these ships are actually fairly massive if you were to be standing on it. And see, we're pretty far away from there and that ship's pretty big. Anyway, they say every single part of the Starship is upgradable and modifiable, and that looks fantastic to me. And each component that you add to your ship gives the ship different bonuses and different abilities, like might increase your cargo or the amount of crew members you can have or the type of crew members you can have, different workstations you can have. As you can see here, you can design the ship to visually look any way that you want, which I am incredibly excited to see and use. It shows you the connection points, it looks logical, everything snaps to grid, it fits together, and each module affects both the look of the ship as well as the interior of the ship. That's an amazing tool, and you can color every piece of the ship. Amazing. Ship design has always been a big, huge part of my likability of various games. Look at that. You can even do ridiculous stuff if you want to, and it'll fly. Starfield's character generation system offers 40 presets that you can choose from, and each of those are a starting point to build your character. The tool set is familiar but yet evolved. The faces look much more realistic in this game, and it just looks like a lot of fun. And so they have provided us with backgrounds. In these backgrounds, you get to choose 3, which starts you with 3 skills that just might come in handy sometime. Bethesda also provides up to 3 optional traits that add another layer to character design. These traits have both positive and potentially negative aspects that you can choose to be part of your character's story. Using the best of the skills and perks from previous titles, Bethesda has put together an entirely new skill tree system for Starfield. Using a skill point you gain each time you level, you can unlock or upgrade a skill. Each skill has 4 ranks that you can advance through completing quests relative to that skill. And now there are 5 skill trees, each having a horde of these skills to unlock and upgrade. The first skill tree is physical, followed by social, then combat, science, and lastly, tech. You know everybody's going to get boost pack training. I mean, look at this. Of course you want to do death from above. Yes, neuro strikes punching people so hard that it knocks them like off of buildings and just bam. I can't wait to play this game. Endless possibilities await. But we've only talked about ships and characters at this point. There's still a game to talk about. In Starfield, Bethesda is presenting a galaxy full of life. New Atlantis was the first colony, and it is the largest and the center point of the United Colonies governments, if you will. And you know, my first reaction is just, wow, look at how big that city is. Look at how massive this is. There's people everywhere. These buildings are huge. There's huge interiors. There's custom artwork per city. Billions of quests. This is amazing. I can't wait to play this. The city of Cydonia is on Mars, and it is the primary mining port of all of the United Colonies. And it looks like they put a great deal of effort into it, and I can't wait to visit it. It looks very cool. Outside of the United Colonies settled space, there is the Freestar space, which seems an awful lot more wild and woolly. It doesn't seem to have the same lawfulness about it, but instead, this particular area has that Wild West kind of vibe to it. The Freestar Rangers, love it. And that feels New Vegas-y to me. Then there's the planet Neon, again in Freestar space, and this is sort of the Las Vegas-y kind of feel to it. It is the pleasure planet, where you can find anything, but apparently there's also a great deal of trouble that might find you there as well. But it sounds like an interesting place. Can't wait to go and visit. So beyond the United Colonies reach and the Freestar states, or the Freestar star systems out there, there's still a wild and woolly, dangerous aspect to space. The farther out you go, the more likely you're going to find very violent and strange and weird factions and things like the Crimson Fleet headquarters and the Kyrix system. How cool is that? These look like pirates or something, but they claim to have sovereignty over outer space. Bethesda has put a great deal of time into establishing many, many large settlements and cities all throughout the galaxy, and I really can't wait to explore them all.
Ready to get out there?
It seems that there is a main quest based around the Constellation, a group of explorers that are bent on discovering the secrets of the universe. And at some point in time, it seems that you are going to meet up with them, and there are some top-line quests there throughout the game. It seems that your destiny may be tied to some object that you touch, some ancient artifact, which this group, the Constellation, is very interested in and suggesting that you might be involved in some very large-scale happenings within the galaxy. But I'm going to leave the main storyline to another video, but I will suggest that the larger plot has something to do with life outside of our galaxy. Starfield boasts over 1,000 planets and worlds that you can explore and visit and read the resource and explore. There's something to do in every world and some place to see in every world. So that leads me to the next question is, can you build bases? You must be able to build bases in this awesome game and all these different planets and worlds. I would love to build bases in all these places they're showing us right there. So, can you build bases? Yes, you can. I love building bases. The construction aspect of games absolutely is one of my favorite aspects of them. In Starfield, it looks like it's going to be an absolute treat to build bases. You're going to be able to put down an outpost anywhere, pretty much on any planet, and they have an array of modules that you can build that have different functionality and add different bonuses. It also boasts an optional top-down view, which should be very helpful in terms of putting your bases together, building them, laying them out, much like your Starship, except that it's going to be an outpost kind of a situation, perhaps similar to a Fallout 4, where you had different relationships with the different farmers in different places. Here you're going to be able to build a base and then send your followers there to work it to give you additional bonuses to whatever production it does or whatever it is that it does. We'll have to see. But what they do say is once you have a base built, you can add crafting and research type elements to it, which are going to allow you to upgrade your weaponry. And through these technologies, you're going to be able to do some really crazy stuff. You can build guns that are nuts. So I'm just going to go ahead and show some snapshots, different weapon types. They're all very familiar. Big, huge guns, assault rifles, sniper rifles, missile launchers. Zero gravity is a thing. So if you're using ballistic weapons, for example, they'll push you backwards in this game. They've thought of all of it. It's going to be really exciting. And look at these heavy weapons, also exciting. I think there's a good balance between heavy weapons and grenades. It's going to be a good balance. It's going to be a fun game. Look at all these guns and all the different modifications you're going to be able to put on them. Nice heavy guns, like, yeah, minigun, gotta love it. Rifles, more rifles. In fine Bethesda style, you have the option to just simply shoot everything up if you want to, or you could attempt to try to sneak your way through life, or be more of the talkative type. Starfield seems to be able to deliver on all of the familiar skill trees and aspects that you like, with extra added appeal for those who just like to blow things up. God, these game designers are just amazing. I love them. But at its core, one thing I love is that Starfield is going to be an exploration game. I just love exploration games. Being able to get out there into a galaxy, fly around in your ship, and explore, and really just check out what's out there and experience it, and have your character grow through your experience in a very organic sort of way. And I love the way the skills all integrate to create just a wonderful experience. And this is exactly what they're trying to do, is create a very memorable and experiential and expansive game, which feels like the culmination of just a bunch of different games that you seem familiar with, and then suddenly they take them and they, put them all together and just improve it, and it seems like a really complete experience. And I can't wait to play it. It just looks absolutely amazing. Now, there's just not enough time for me to comment on all the different parts of the video that they released. It's 45 minutes long, and it's just chock full of this great in-game footage. But I look forward to finally sitting down in my ship and flying out there into space and seeing what you can do. And notably, there's going to be a lot of encounters. They say that space is full of life. You're not alone out there, which is absolutely great. But I did want to talk about one more thing. During space combat, you have the option to change around your power allocations, which seriously improve aspects and functions of your ship. And this power allocation system is not a new thing. It's a very familiar mechanic from a lot of different spaceship games. So I'm very glad that they actually have that involved in this game. Another interesting and useful skill is the targeting control systems, which allow you to zoom in on a ship and be able to target specific parts of that ship, where it's like shield generators or weapon systems or engines. That is extremely cool, very VATS-like. I like that a lot, and I'm very glad they added that too. Now, during space combat, you have the option to destroy your opponent, or you can board your opponent and shoot them up and take their ship and claim it as your very own, which you apparently can add to a fleet of ships you can have available to you at any spaceport. How excellent is that? Piracy at its finest. Love it. Starfield truly seems to be the next generation open world game to add to Bethesda's library of amazing titles. It is clear that all the programmers, designers, and artists at Bethesda understand what gamers want out of their gaming experience. And so in their own words, they wanted to create an amazing tool set and just cut us loose in this sandbox of a galaxy to explore and have just a lot of fun. And they put a lot of focus into making sure we could play whoever we wanted to be able to play and do whatever we wanted to be able to do, and really, really capitalize on creating a truly open world game that's massive, truly galactic. So thank you for joining me on this journey of exploration into the upcoming game, Starfield. It looks really promising, and I can't wait to be first in line to get my copy of it. Just remember that it's going to be coming out on September 6th, 2023, and it's only going to be available on the Xbox S and Xbox X. So it's time to buy a new system too. Alright folks, have a great night. Thank you for joining me. Dad's Gone Bad Gaming. Like and subscribe.